Okay, right, we've got his potatoes in, and this is about the time of year that you want to start looking at getting your potatoes in the ground. So you plant your potatoes 6 inch deep into soil, and that's enough to protect from the frost. We're still going to get plenty of frost coming our way, but if they're 6 inch deep, it's going to protect from the frost. Frost will generally only penetrate an inch into the soil. Once you've planted your potatoes and they've started to grow, there's a lot of people, you will have heard people mention about mounding them up. Basically, when you mound up, all you're doing is you're increasing your yield on your crop. So everything that's below soil level will turn into tubers, which in turn is your potatoes. But it also protects from frost. So if you've got a 4 or 5 inch plant, there's heavy frost due, just mound it up. You can literally cover the entire plant, and that'll protect it from the frost. So you've got your first earlies, your salads, your second earlies, and your main crops. A bit of confusion with this. A lot of people still to this day think that you put your first in first, your seconds in seconds, and your main crops in last. No, it's not the case. You can put them all in now. It's just your harvest time. So your first earlies are ready as your flowers appear. Your second earlies and your salads, which are second earlies, is when the flowers start to fade. Your main crop is as your plant starts to die back into the ground. She's there, usually late September, early October. Um, when you're buying your potatoes, I mean, we sell all our potatoes loose, so you can quality check each individual potato before you buy it. What you're looking at it needs to be firm, but your thumb should just bounce into it. So it shouldn't be rock hard. You're not after a rock hard it's basically the consistency of sort of hard plasticine. And that's what you're looking at. If it's too hard, pass it by. If it's too soft and your thumb goes in, then again, pass it by. It's also important to fertilise. Make sure you fertilise your potatoes. We carry a potato fertiliser. You spread it at 140 grams per square metre. There's a lot of people, when they're planting the tubers or the seed potatoes, they'll dig an hole, they'll get a little palmful and they'll drop it in. That won't hurt your potato. But the best way to do it is sprinkle it on top, let the nutrients leach into the soils. How the potato fertilizer works is it exhausts its nitrogen quite rapidly. So it's feeding the tops, feeding the tops. Once it's exhausted the nitrogen, it starts to put phosphorus into the ground, and that's feeding your tubers. So for firsts and seconds and salads, one application's enough. With your main crop, what you want to do, because it's around about 22 weeks to harvest time, in about week 10, 11, or 12, you want to hit it with a bit of a nitrogen burst. The best nitrogen available to put onto the ground is dried blood. It's 46 parts nitrogen. It really does give them potatoes the mid-season burst that it needs. So when you're looking at harvest time, if you're looking at the time scale, your first early is usually ready to harvest between 6 and 8 weeks. Swift, as the name indicates, very, very quick growing. 6 weeks and you're harvesting swift potatoes. Beautiful new potato. Your seconds and your salads, around about 8 to 12 weeks. And your main crop take up to 22 weeks. With your first and your seconds, you can sow you can set in successions as well. So you put maybe 10 tubers in this week, give it 3, 4 weeks, put another 10 tubers in, and they'll run through all the way through. A really nice one to keep an eye out is a kestrel. Now, kestrel is a second early, but it can run as a main crop. So if you just wanted to grow one potato, you can put these in and you can harvest as you go. So once we get to about week 10, week 12, you start harvesting. You don't need to harvest them all in one go. You can leave them in the ground and just keep harvesting and they'll just keep getting bigger and bigger and they'll run as a main crop. Really good potato to have in your garden.